of beauty queens now. I'm just curious about the training because I saw this documentary in Venezuela. They are starting the training like as younger as 10 years old, while in the Philippines, you just train for like not even a year.
Yes.
So what's the secret for this training?
I can't say that it's really the training that makes the girl, because you work with what you have, and I really feel like the girl is a big part of that. There have been girls that have approached me and said, Kat, like, what's the secret to your training? But I said, girls, if you only knew how hands-on I was and how much work I put in when no one was watching, when I was by myself, you could have my exact same team and it wouldn't guarantee you the same results. So I really feel like it originates from the girl. You have to have that drive for whatever reason you find it. For me, it was to fulfill a purpose through my advocacy. For another girl, it might be something else, but it's that drive, and I'm sure Pia will agree with this, that gets you through those times when you are tested, when you are faced with a challenge that might make you feel like giving up. It's that drive that will push you forward. And you could have the best training in the world, but if you don't have that drive, you'll never make it to that stage.
But you agree with me that Philippines is the powerhouse now for beauty queens?
I think we're definitely setting a new standard.
Hey Kat,
Hi.
has your perspective in life, life goals to be specific, changed when you became Miss Universe?
Definitely. I really made such an effort every step of the way to remain humble through it all, because with this great success, I always remember what I went through to get here, all the people that helped me get here. It was definitely not done by myself. But you know what? I'm so blessed to be able to like really think and consider that, you know, next year I could buy a retirement house for my parents, be able to provide for them in that way, and really have this platform for, yeah, just seeing my family there. It's really a sentimental place for me more than anything.
Okay, the last question.
I'm Grace from GMA 219.
Hi, Grace.
You know, we are doing a lot of traveling. Which country do you like to visit in the next few months?
I would love to go somewhere I've never been before. And because, you know, just experiencing a new place as Miss Universe, being able to do either an event there or maybe even work for a charity there, I think that would be such an amazing way to look back and think of my first time in this country was like this, and to experience it in that way. So anywhere that I've never been before. Do all that work and those projects that I've been dreaming about for my charity. So it is such a magical time for me. So many things that I would love to do, and now that I have the opportunity to do that, I'm just so excited.
Good luck in your time. Thank you.
We have time for one or two questions. Okay, yes.
You are from Bicol,
Opa.
and I was wondering if you have been there, and what is your impression of Bicol?
I've been there only a handful of times, but I went there for the initial time with my mother. That was very sentimental for me because we drove by like her school where she went to primary school and the church that my lola used to bring them. I never had the opportunity to meet my grandparents on my mother's side. So to feel that kind of connection through my mother to them was very special for me. I love the food in Bicol. I also did an ATV ride up the Mayon volcano, one of the bases, so I really love that also. I am a little bit homesick, but I am going back for my homecoming mid-February, so this month po. Very, very excited. I am very, very happy to be back. It's been a wonderful 2 months so far po, and I am really, really so excited to go home and see everyone for the homecoming.
What exactly does it take? What type of preparation does it take to become the Miss Universe that you are today? And we understand this is like from way back.
Well, preparation in general happened about May 2017 in preparing for Binibining Pilipinas for the 2018 class. It was a very individualized approach that was catered to me that I trained for, and I can say that Pia would have had a very different training approach. So to any young girls watching, it really is about finding a team that will really support you and cater to building you up, whether it be in your skill in walking, in speaking, and whatever it is you need. You need to surround yourself with good people that will give you that support system, that sense of family, because going through a pageant isn't easy. It really requires you to have people around you that really lift you up constantly, and I am very blessed that I had that, and I can say that that was a very big part in what allowed me to get the Miss Universe.
who would you credit some of them?
Oh, I have a very big team. Carlos Buendia Jr. for my pasarela and performance aspect. For my glam, Jelly Eugenio, May Francisco, Brent Sales for hair. For Q&A, Nicole Cordobez and Carlos Buendia Jr. And also Jojo Braga is Justine Aleman, Jolo Luarca, all of my team of stylists. It's a big team. It takes a village to make a beauty queen.
Next question. Yes.
Yeah, hi, Lindy from Film.net.
Hi, Lindy.
Hi, I know you're fresh from the Super Bowl, your first
Yes.
red carpet event in the NFL honors. Could you share that experience with us?
It was wonderful. You know what? It was my first taste of American sports, let alone the Super Bowl, which is a huge deal here in the States. It was my first time learning about American football, but what a way to do it. I actually was very surprised going into the NFL honors and seeing that they not only focused on the players' achievements, but how they contributed back to their community. So I came out of that event feeling very inspired, and I did pick up a little bit of wisdom there too. So it was a very special evening.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, Ricky Riliera, Daily Mirror.
Hello, Sir Rick.
As Miss Universe, what is your typical day in New York?
Oh, it really depends. But now I'm going into New York Fashion Week. So it can consist of fittings, of shows, going to events, meetings, yeah, or even packing to go to somewhere new. It really does depend. And being a Miss Universe, you do have to be flexible and be on your feet 24/7.
Yes.
Hello, Catriona.
Hello.
In 2016.
Name, please. Name.
Oh,
and-
my name is Sunny from the Philippine Express.
Hi, Sunny.
Oh, in 2016, you competed in the Miss World pageant, and then you started a charity called Paraiso, the Bright Beginnings Project.
Yes.
When you go back to the Philippines in mid-February, are you going to visit the slums of Panda?
Yes. I will be doing a variety of charity visits and of course to Young Focus in Tondo, Manila. I'm really looking forward to it. The Paraiso Bright Beginnings project actually reached its fruition in 2017 where that building was open for the students. So it's been open ever since.
Yes. Next.
Yes. Hi, I'm Cheryl Reyes from Jeepney Channel.
Hi, Cheryl.
I'm so glad that you mentioned Tondo because I was born and raised in Tondo, Manila.
That's wonderful.
And all my friends got so kilig when you mentioned Tondo in Miss Universe. So my question is just a message for little girls growing up in such a stigmatized society like Tondo, Manila. What is your message for them if they want to, better their lives? And
It's really just tell people or tell your parents what your dreams are, because if you find that they will support you, that is such a big thing. I really believe that you have that support group, and if not, you will find it along the way of people that will believe in you, because that's really important. Not only believing in yourself, but finding people who also believe in you. And I myself would do my work so that I will further emphasize that and give children in that area the opportunity to dream. Because I really feel that it's as simple as that. It's as simple as believing in our kids, giving them that chance that they can either choose to take it or choose not to, but at least they had the choice. Thank you.
Magkilala TV.
Hi, congratulations, Catriona. We are all so proud of you. So my name is Rochelle Ocampo. I am a producer and co-host of Makilala TV, the first Film TV talk show in the New York metro area, and I'm also a public health professional. So I am a board member of Roots of Health, or also known as Ugat ng Kalusugan. You stopped by there, I'm pretty sure recently, in Palawan. They're the only reproductive health organization there over the 8 years. So as you know, HIV cases in the Philippines have increased by 19.9% since 2016. And according to the DOH, 2/3 of Palawan's new HIV cases are located in the Puerto Princesa area. So thank you again for choosing HIV awareness as one of your top priorities to tackle during your reign. So my question is, what is one specific thing that you will do to help move the needle in raising awareness about the importance of screening and testing for HIV in the Philippines?
Yeah. Thank you for your question. It's really been a personal link that drew me to this cause. And upon being a volunteer at Love Yourself Philippines, talking to volunteers and also having friends who have their own experiences, or a friend who's had an experience, or a family member who's had an experience, there's an incredible amount of fear around HIV and AIDS, and also people don't know the truth about it, because at the end of the day it is a medical condition, but we've stigmatized it so much. There's so much fear attached to it, and as a consequence we have a lot of young people, or people of all ages, but most young people who are at the most risk, just are scared to get tested, are scared to ask the question to a medical professional. How can I protect myself? What should I look out for? What do I do if this would happen? You know, and because of that fear, lots of people aren't getting tested. So as a Miss Universe, that's the one thing that I want to address, showing that getting tested for HIV is like, we should treat it as if we're going to get our blood health checked up, or getting, you know, our regular checkup, our regular physical. It should be seen in that light, not in something that should be feared, because people's lives, people that are so young as 15, are getting their lives defined by HIV. And it shouldn't be that way. It doesn't have to be that way, and I just want them to know that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Hi, Ms. Catriona. I'm Danica from UNTV. How do you plan on pushing your advocacy as a Miss Universe now, and would it be a worldwide platform?
It definitely would be around the topic of education, because education not only lends itself to education in the sense of giving free education to places like Tondo, Manila. Education also means about educating people and bringing awareness to subjects like HIV/AIDS. So being a Miss Universe, I'm not just focusing on the Philippines any longer. I really do want to expand my reach, whether that means working with different organizations around the world, but even learning from them. Maybe a certain country, like here in the States, has applied a certain program in regards to HIV, for example, that I could learn from and perhaps suggest back at home in the Philippines. You know, I want to have that role as a Miss Universe, and I'm sure this year I will definitely have the opportunity to do so.
Thank you.
Joanne Soriano, Eagle Broadcasting.
Hi,
how do you want to be remembered during your reign, and how will you know that you were successful?
I want to be remembered as a Miss Universe who really had advocacy at her core, because that's really who I've been for the last 3 years. I'm more than happy to do the events and the photo shoots and the glamorous side, but I want to be remembered for the work that I did for the charities, because that for me, as a human being, not as a title holder, is fulfilling. That's what makes me go to bed at night and feel like I've done something worthwhile. And if I can be successful in raising a certain amount of money or impacting a certain group of people in such a way, then I'll look back on my year and say that I did a good job.
Hey Kat, Don.
Hi, Don.
So weeks into your reign as the Miss Universe, what's the biggest thing you've learned about the duties and responsibilities of Miss Universe? And are we going to see your trademark lava walk during the New York Fashion Week?
Well, definitely over the last few weeks, I've learned that I just have to be constantly on my toes. Because we're told one day, okay, next week we're going here, we're taking a plane here, we have this event, you have this, and as a Miss Universe, you just have to adapt to every certain situation and try and be your best, full energy, and try to also work my cause in there somewhere. And also, I've just learned to take control of my free time to really think and plan and what I can execute throughout the year. And as for my lava walk in Fashion Week, I will be attending. I won't be walking, but you'll probably see it at homecoming.
Yeah. It's good. LP?
I'm LP of the Filipino Reporter.
Hi, LP.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ooh, I would love to have my own business, but with a livelihood program. I've really just had this love develop for our Filipino textiles, and as I'm wearing some today, I really fallen in love with our fabrics and our symbolism and like my ear cuff and stuff, so I would love to have a business that reflects that would also give back to the communities that would make those fabrics. I would love to be able to have a career in music, perhaps my own album that I've toured, or be able to perform and have people sing back to me my own song. That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Womar? Other Womar?
Hi.
Hello.
You were known during the competition to promote Filipino designers and, as you mentioned, Filipino fabrics. Why was that so important to you, and who are you wearing right now?
It's so important to me because as a Miss Philippines, yes, I wear the sash, but if I were to remove the sash, I wanted to look like a Miss Philippines. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that we had that to offer in our fashion, because we have an amazing Filipino designers. Our textiles are unique to us and nowhere else in the world. And I felt like if I could just share that in a way, I know it doesn't encapsulate the whole of our culture, but it is a small aspect that I feel like especially my age group would really sit up and pay attention in that fashion industry. And it made me so proud, especially in my national costume, that even fellow Filipinos were messaging me saying, "Kat, I never knew about Mindanao and Tinalak, or I never knew about Baybayin," and you know, just different aspects of our culture, of our traditions that I was able to share in that way. And for fellow Filipinos to sit up and be like, I'm rediscovering my own culture, that made me so proud. That's why it was so important to me. Thank you.
Hi, Boyet from JMH.
Hello.
Considering the Philippines is the powerhouse